Hi guys, and welcome to another episode on our YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be talking about bids, match types, bidding strategies, and in general bid management. I think it's the topic that is kind of neglected in the cloud of what all the other things PPC related are happening and many other options becoming more and more available. So stay tuned, I'll be covering some of the nuances of PPC strategies and how to properly manage your advertising accounts. So at first, let's start at the beginning. Which bids should you use when you start with your campaign? Now that's a huge topic that I covered in our video about product launch. So if it's a new product, then you have to do your proper keyword research, advanced keyword research using multiverse, async lookup using Cerebro from Helium 10 or any other tool. I prefer Helium 10. And then follow the process that I outlined in our previous video about advanced keyword research. So, but in a nutshell, you will get a sense on how high you want to bid if you're just starting out with a new product. So if you want to go with maximum suggested bid that Amazon is giving you, or what you discovered using some other tools like Datarova or Helium 10 or whatever others that are available, like, I don't know, product opportunity explorer or search query performance report, whatever you like and prefer. So at the beginning, you need to determine how aggressive you want to be, or if you want to maybe if you have a sense and you know that in the past one of your similar products had issues with bids or CPCs being too high, then maybe you want to start a little bit lower and then increase gradually over time and depending on the volume of clicks that you're seeing. So that's it about the beginning. So it really depends on if you're just starting out or if it's a new keyword that you added to the campaign. Let's move, for example, to the situation where you have an option to add keywords to your campaign. So what we have here is just a dummy account. Here, what I like to do, and this is not the only way and the right way, but how I like to do my little bit of a research that is outside of Helium 10 or any other tool. Just let's see what Amazon is giving us. This is I entered the sponsor brand campaigns campaign type, but it's similar to sponsored products. Here you can see, for example, that for each keyword, because I enabled all three filters, so if you exclude broad, then you will not see the broad suggested bid here, and same goes for the others. I like to watch what is offered here. This is typically sorted by the number of orders that a certain keyword is accumulating over a period of time. So what you can see here is that for each keyword, if the suggested bid is high, that usually means that that keyword is relevant with high buying intent. As you can see, pencils. This is unbelievably high for a keyword in pencils, but it's also worth noting that pay attention on the different match types. So here we have a situation where phrase match is for phrase match, Amazon is suggesting us lower starting bid, while on broad it's higher, which is for some accounts perfectly makes sense, but for some it clearly doesn't. Here for pencils, it makes sense in broad to bid higher, because if you do your proper negative keywords, then using broad match type can be really valuable, because not many brands are actually using broad match type, and it's worth testing in every subcategory and every product type that you're selling. So do not neglect it, because broad comes with a twist that you will get hundreds, if not thousands, of keywords with few impressions and one click. And even if a click is 50 cents, that can accumulate pretty quickly to hundreds and thousands of dollars of wasted ad spend that didn't bring any sale. But at the same time, I've seen great results using broad match when used properly and when you use proper negations, because simply you cannot cover all the variations that someone has in their head when they start typing whatever they need, like pencils for my little special boy for his school or whatever. I've seen really crazy search terms over the years. It's also worth noting that here exact match is really expensive, which doesn't make any sense because in pencils that can be anything. But also, as I said, being the sponsor brand campaign type that I started here, for sponsor brands, exact match is almost like a broad match. For whatever reason, Amazon decided, I think it was last year or the year before, to completely destroy the exact match as it should be and started using exact match in sponsor brand campaigns, completely different to what it should be. So for example, pencils in exact match in sponsor brands could easily be crayons or anything along those lines, like, I don't know, you name it, what can be similar to pencils and crayons. That is something that you can expect. Maybe that even makes sense here because that's the reason why the exact match is so expensive when you type in pencils as a keyword. It's all about having a context about what you're selling and what kind of keywords are you using in this particular campaign. I like to group campaigns by the similar keywords. For example, if we have pencil bag here, then I would group all the pencil bag related keywords. Like if I have pencil cases, then again, 5 to 10 keywords regarding the cases, and then maybe organizer or whatever the thing is. Anyway, I was saying you need to have a context in mind. What is it that you want to accomplish? Is it going to be your research campaign where you want to harvest as many different and more and valuable high intent long tail keywords? Then you may bid more aggressively maybe on phrase match and broad match but being careful with negations. Or is it a ranking campaign? Then you definitely want to use only exact match because you want to bid only on a specific term, not just any variation of it. So depending on what you want to accomplish, that's how you want to choose your exact phrase or broad match type. Now, I want to shortly cover a fourth match type that is neglected most of the time, overlooked, which is called Broad Match Modifier campaign. Match type. And it comes with a plus. For example, mechanical pencil. So this is a broad keyword. If I add it in as I just did in a broad match type. But if you add plus after each word in this keyword, that means that this keyword in broad match type, whichever search term that's going to be created after using this keyword, it has to contain mechanical and pencil as words inside. So it cannot be any variation of that, like whatever it can be. I don't know. So it cannot be, let's take pencil as an example. So it cannot be mechanical crayon for kids. It can only be mechanical pencil for kids. Mechanical pencil, something, mechanical pencil for mechanical use. So it can move around in order, but every search term generated from this keyword must have these two words. So it can be really powerful. But more on that in my next video, where I'm going to cover different use cases for that and for what kind of categories you want to use them for. Now, that's about match types. Also, let's cover bid management, for example, for short. That's completely out of the scope of this video, so also a topic that I will be covering in more details. But I get questions, a lot of questions around when is it the right time to optimize. The right time to optimize is not about time. It's about how much data you gathered over whatever period of time is. So it can be over 1 hour, it can be over 1 day or a week, depending on the volume that you are seeing in your account. Rough estimation that I do is that, for example, if your conversion rate is at 5%, that means that on average, every 20 clicks give you a sale. So to be sure, for example, if you're too strict, you can say like, okay, if I have seen 20 clicks, no sale, lower the bid or pause the keyword, whatever you decide how aggressive you want to be with the next action, like increase or decrease the bid. But I usually like to go double than that if it's a relevant keyword. So if I get if I get maybe 30 clicks for mechanical pencil and nothing changes, that's the moment when I want to do something with that bid. So it's not about how much time have passed, it's about how many clicks you gathered, how many relevant clicks you gathered. So you cannot look at it at the keyword level, but at the search term level if it's a broader phrase keyword. At an exact match, yes, you can watch it as a keyword at the keyword level, but very often you will see the case where, for example, mechanical pencil in this case is going to have, I don't know, 40 clicks. And you would say, okay, this keyword, I should do something with it. I should increase the bid or lower the bid. But that's not the case. You need to go to your search terms and see which search term generated from this mechanical pencil keyword maybe accumulated a lot of clicks. You may see that it's completely irrelevant or maybe a good candidate for a negative keyword in phrase if it's completely out of this world. What was in a search term, then negate it, that accumulated maybe 30 out of those 40 clicks. So it's not so bidding lower or higher depending on the 40 clicks on a keyword level would be complete mistake, because on a search term level you didn't get enough meaningful data to actually make a decision, because that one irrelevant search term generated 30 out of 40 clicks, and you have additional 2 or 3 search terms generated like 3 or 4 clicks. That's not enough to make a decision. Should you increase or decrease the bid? Now, when increasing or decreasing the bid, also depending on your context and what's happening in your account, is it the season? Is it a Christmas shopping frenzy? Or if you have a campaign with a high sales volume, you need to be careful, even more careful with bid adjustments. So I've seen campaigns that I cannot increase or decrease bid more than 1 cent because they're big, they have huge sales velocity. So even those small increments in bids produce a lot of different results over the period of time, depending again on the size. But if you have, maybe it's not the right word to say normal flow of clicks, but let's say you get 20 clicks per day, and you can, so after each day you can see and check if it makes sense to increase or decrease the bid. So I would never increase or decrease more than 5 cents, because I've seen, especially with the decrease, if I go higher than that, like decrease by 10 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents, $1, then I see a huge drop in traffic. So, but if you do it in small steps, then it's much better and much more controlled. Yes, it takes time. So you shouldn't be doing that for keywords that obviously do not make any sense. But if they do, and you want to tweak it to hit the right ACoS and profitability levels, then nudge it just a little bit. Watch it as a freight train. So you don't want to have big turns to the left or to the right, 90 degrees angle. You just want to shift it a little bit to the left, to the right, where you want to go. I think this is more than enough for an overview. I hope I managed to answer some of your questions, because those are like evergreen questions about bidding and adjustments and match types. but I'll be digging more deeply into broad match modified, match type, and into this bid management on my next video. So stay tuned, guys, and have a good day. Bye bye.